Dr. Elena Sorokina's breath clouded in the frigid air as she stepped onto the tarmac of the world's northernmost commercial airport in Svalbard, a Norwegian archipelago just 800 miles from the North Pole. The February darkness was absolute, broken only by lights from the small settlement of Longyearbyen. "Not many visitors in the polar winter," remarked Ivar, her Norwegian guide, as he loaded her equipment into a snow vehicle. Just visible on the mountain above town was a small, illuminated concrete structure jetting from the snow, the entrance to the facility she'd traveled 3,000 miles to reach, the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. As a botanist specializing in drought-resistant crops at the International Rice Research Institute in the Philippines, Elena had come to make an emergency deposit in what many called humanity's insurance policy. 2 days earlier, fighting had broken out near their regional seed bank, putting thousands of rice varieties, including ancient strains containing valuable genetic traits, directly in harm's way. "These aren't just seeds," Elena explained to Asmund Asdal, the vault's coordinator, the next morning. "Their evolutionary history, cultural heritage, and possibly solutions to future food challenges we can't even imagine yet." The vault operated on elegant simplicity. No full-time staff worked on site. No complicated machinery required maintenance. The seeds remained viable through the natural cold of the permafrost combined with the vault's cooling system maintaining 0 degrees Fahrenheit -18 degrees Celsius. Even if the power fails, Asmund explained as they prepared to enter, the permafrost would keep temperatures below freezing for decades. They passed through 3 separate airlock doors, the temperature dropping with each threshold until Elena's fingers stiffened despite her gloves. The final door opened to reveal cavernous rooms branching from a main tunnel, each lined with shelving containing identical containers from countries around the world. Elena ran her gloved hand over containers from North Korea, Ukraine, Syria, and the United States, countries that might be political adversaries on the surface, but whose agricultural heritage rested here in peaceful proximity. "The Syria withdrawal was our first major test," Asmund mentioned. Following the destruction of Aleppo's seed bank during Syria's civil war, researchers had created the world's first seed vault withdrawal in 2015, taking samples to rebuild collections in Lebanon and Morocco. As Elena carefully placed her institute seeds on the assigned shelf, she thought about the farmers across generations who had selectively bred these rice varieties, each adapted to specific conditions, each containing unique genetic combinations that might one day prove crucial for humanity's survival. "This variety contains genes for resistance to a fungus that destroys rice crops," she said, holding up one packet. "This one can grow in brackish water, which matters as sea levels rise and saltwater intrudes on coastal fields." Across the globe, similar preservation efforts were underway. In Kenya, scientists raced to preserve indigenous crops being abandoned for commercial seeds. In Peru, over 4,000 potato varieties were being systematically cataloged and preserved. As they exited and the final massive door sealed with a hydraulic sigh, Elena looked back at the entrance disappearing into the mountainside. "It's remarkable," she said. "The most technologically advanced countries have created a backup system that would be understandable to farmers from thousands of years ago, simply storing seeds in a cool, dry place." 1 month later, Elena received word that their regional seed bank had indeed been damaged in the conflict. Several collections, including irreplaceable varieties of drought-resistant rice developed by local farmers over centuries, had been destroyed. But in the mountain vault at the top of the world, duplicates remained safe, waiting for the day they would be needed to restore what had been lost. In an age of digital clouds and virtual backups, humanity's most vital backup system remained stubbornly physical, millions of tiny seeds preserved in cold darkness, each containing billions of years of evolutionary code and thousands of years of human agricultural knowledge. Silent, patient, and waiting for a future where they might be needed to restore life to a wounded world, this is our world. Subscribe for more fascinating stories from around the globe.